it's past 7 o'clock, so I think we should get this meeting going. Welcome to everyone, and thank you so much for joining us. I'm still waiting for our facilitator to sign in, but I hope he is on his way. We found out a little while ago that the Blueridge Community Association had not been terribly good at advertising what we're doing, and had not been very good at making sure that everybody who lives in Blueridge is aware of what we're doing, and maybe what they want to participate in, what they want to volunteer for, and also maybe what they want to come up with ideas for. So that is the main purpose of this meeting. We want to introduce you to all the things, or many of the things, that we're doing at this point. And with some of our energetic board members, especially the tech savvy ones, we put together a nice presentation, I think, and hope you will enjoy it. So really the main purpose of this meeting is to make sure that you know what's going on, that you come up with ideas for us and participate in them yourself, and also that you will sign up as volunteers for some of the many activities we have. It'll be done a little bit, somebody suggested, as speed dating format. So now I haven't been speed dating myself, but it's my understanding that it's a very kind of quick, little bit of information about a lot of things, and then you can kind of zero in on some stuff that you may want to find out more about. And we have different ways you can contact us. There's a chat line. You can put your questions in there if there's anything specific you want to know, or if there's a particular activity you want to know more about, and we'll put you in touch with that person. Otherwise, you can send us an email, which is the usual email for Blueridge, which is info@blueridgeca.org. So now I've reached the point in my little presentation here where I wanted to introduce David Hanna, but I don't know if I can't see him right now. He's our facilitator. I hope he's there. If not, we'll still carry on, and I'm sure he'll show up. Are you there, Dave?
No. Eric, it's Michelle here. I've texted him to see if he's having trouble logging in. So
okay.
So he's not on.
He's not on at this point. Well, it's a little bit hard to know if I should introduce him or not, because if he's for some reason not joining us. But under the assumption that he will be part of this, I'll just say that I've known David for about 6 months now. I've been on the same committee in Blueridge, which is the Traffic and Parking Task Force. He's a chair for that, and I've been extremely impressed with the way that he's been handling, not at least meetings. He's a very good facilitator, so I hope very much he will be joining us, and then he'll facilitate the questions that come in and direct them to the right parties. So we are almost there.
Eric, it's Michelle here. Would you like me to sort of cover, sort of step in for David while we're waiting for him?
Yeah, why don't you please?
Okay. So what we just wanted to quickly go over is just sort of all of the technical details of the call. If you would like to ask a question at any time, please, you can just pop that into the chat box. You'll see that everybody is muted. So if you do prefer to ask a question live, you can unmute yourself, but we just please ask that you remute yourself. And then you will notice that when somebody is speaking, it will default to that speaker, but you can always select the gallery view if you like, to be able to see everybody who's on the call if you want to see your neighbors. And if you need any help on the call, you can just reach out through the chat box, or you can send an email to info@blueridgeca.org, and somebody is monitoring that. So if you need help, that's what you can do. And just one final note that this meeting is being recorded. So if you do not want to be recorded, just turn off your camera. Okay, Nima.
Hi, I'm Eric. I'm the chair of the Blueridge Community Association. Just wanted to give you a little bit of background of the association, which started back in 1994, and it was not so active the first couple of years, but in 1995 there was another big issue that came up of interest of Blueridge residents, so that activated the association again, and we've been going ever since. Starting up with the big projects in 1998, Blueridge Good Neighbor Day, and after that we've added projects after project to our activities, also our events. We have more candidates meetings, we have the Blueridge Garden, we have a scholarship, and we are constantly adding new events and activities to what we're doing, Dîner en Bleu, to be one of the last examples. So we can only do this thanks to volunteers, and all of you who have participated in big or small ways in the past. I thank you from the deep down inside from my heart. And for everybody else, if you're interested in joining, then please reach out to us. Okay, I will say a few words about the association before we continue with the next video, which I promise is not with myself. It'll be bigger and better. And I just wanted to let you know that there are about 12 to 15 active associations in the district of North Vancouver. And they all have their special, should we say, areas of interest. But without wanting to brag or anything, but I mean, I can say, I think everybody knows that we are, without any doubt, the association that at this point has the most variety in terms of activities and events. We may not be involved so much maybe on the political side as others like to do, but we're very active with you know, engaging our residents in Blueridge, and we'd like to, of course, continue with that. We have a couple of meetings a year. We have decided to cut back on the number of meetings. This is aside from COVID, but we have an AGM. That's something we have every year. The next one will be on Tuesday, September 14. We haven't quite decided yet. We'll do it in real life, or we'll do it on Zoom, depending on the situation with COVID. But we also will have meetings in the future that will be more sort of focused on specific topics. And that we hope will get more attendance that way, and maybe not as frequently as before, which was every second month, but maybe do it 2-3 times a year. We also have, this is very important, we have our all candidates meetings that we co-host with another couple of associations. We do that obviously in advance of any election at the municipal, provincial, or federal level. Also, I should stress that the association is open to anybody who lives in Blueridge. It's not a matter of being a house owner. Anybody who lives here is welcome. And we've also long time ago decided that there is no fee associated to being a member. So it's open to anyone at no cost to you. And if we have to come up with money, such as for our scholarship, then we have to find other ways of doing it, but not asking the residents to pay financially to be a member. I also should last and not at least mention that we have one more thing coming up on the 26th, which is this coming Saturday. We have electronic and metal recycling. The metal recycling is the first time we do that. So we have this happening adjacent to the Blueridge Sharing Garden, across from the Seymour Heights Elementary School. And but it's the first time we do the metal recycling. So if you have anything, please bring it down there. Finished on my side, so carry on with Michelle's video, please.
Perfect.
Hello, my name is Michelle LaRue, and I am the volunteer coordinator for the Blueridge Community Association. I've lived in Blueridge for just over 8 years and started volunteering by being part of the Dîner en Bleu committee. And last fall, I joined the board and wanted to get more involved. And so what I do is I connect people in the community with volunteer opportunities. And we're always looking for new volunteers, so don't be shy. And also looking for ideas for new activities that volunteers could get involved in. So hope to see you out there soon.
Hey everybody, just wanted to give out a big shout out to all of our volunteers. As Eric mentioned, Our organization is 100% run by volunteers, and thank you for everything that you do. We're all very proud to live in this community, and every volunteer contributes to that. Right now, we have about 185 people who have volunteered with the association. And they're on a database that we communicate with. We post all of our current opportunities on the blueridgeca.org website. So if you're looking to get involved, visit that website. And also, we're looking for, I'm going to take this opportunity and plug for a position that we're currently looking for. It's called content writer. And with all the ways that we're communicating now through social media, the bulletin, and we're redesigning the website, we need some help with some people who love to write. Probably a really good opportunity for maybe a student in journalism or in communications. So if you know anybody, please reach out to them and let them know about the position. I think it's a pretty exciting one. Are there any questions about volunteering before we move on? No? Okay. Next video, Nima.
Hi, I'm Amy, and I'm coming to you on behalf of the Blueridge Community Association, where I am responsible for all of the social media content. I also do the monthly emails called the Blueridge Bulletin, which goes straight to your inbox. So I'm responsible for updating you on what's happening in the community, as well as projects that are going on, current events, and other updates. Make sure you give us a follow on Facebook, Twitter, or Instagram, and leave a comment because we love to hear from you.
Amy, there is a question here.
Yes. Yep,
So,
I got that.
Okay, a question that's come in. If can a resident submit a story to the bulletin, or like who decides what goes into that bulletin? Can a resident submit a story?
Absolutely. We would be more than happy to receive any content that any residents would like to submit, and anything could be emailed right to us at info@blueridgeca.org. It can also be sent via messenger on message or Instagram, whatever platform is easiest for our neighbors and residents here.
Perfect. Okay, I think that's it for questions that are in the chat box.
Yep.
Nima, you can go ahead with the next one.
Hello, my name is Michael Bernard, and I'm editor of the Blueridge newsletter. And my purpose in talking to you is to tell you, read the newsletter. And the reason that I'm asking you to do that is because I think you'll see that there are lots and lots of opportunities to get involved in this community. And by reading it, you can connect with people and take some steps to get involved. Thanks very much.
Okay, can you hear me? Hi.
Yeah.
Okay, just a couple of points I'll add to that. I think the Blueridge Community Association really feels strongly that its newsletter should echo the voices of people in the community. And so for that reason, we really actively encourage people to who want to write about issues or events to contribute to the newsletter. The more voices, the better. With one proviso, and that is, please drop me a line, newsletter at blueridgeca.org, or give me a telephone call, 604-929-1588, and I'll put that into the newsletter as well. Because before you put pen to paper, I want you to just let me know what your plan is, because I don't want 2 or 3 people, writing something on the same subject and then finding that just one article is carried. I guess the other point I wanted to make is that you can contribute to the newsletter not just by writing. I mean, I really encourage you, if you some issue or topic or event coming up that you would like to focus on, let me know. Give me a call, drop me a line. For instance, in the last issue of the June newsletter, we had a resident who talked about her fear of what would happen if one of the fire pits that she has run across walking through the former Blair rifle range just east of Blueridge, if one of those fires ever got out of control, that, you know, we're all at risk with homes here. And so what happened was I talked to her, I went for a walk with her through the Blair rifle range. And after writing a story, I put out a note to the mayor, Mike Little of North Van, and other councillors. And I must say that even though we're only a 1,500 home newsletter, they got back to us very, very quickly, and the fire department as well. And I think that they're honestly concerned about the fire risk here, and are willing to take some actions. So you can be a real help by just pointing out some of the things happening in the community, and we welcome your input that way as well. Thank you.
Hi there. My name is Manaz, and I've been working with the BCA for over a year now, creating the business directory. And the reason why we created this was that now more than ever, it is so important to support local businesses. So the next time you're looking for a product or a service, please visit the website and see what businesses are based right here in Blue Ridge and Seymour Heights and our neighboring communities, and let's support local.
Hi, good evening, everyone. My name is Manaz, and I have been working with the BCA as a board member, and as well as focusing my passion project being the business directory. And it's amazing how the directory is growing on a daily basis. And it's very simple. All you got to do is go onto the website and fill out a form. There's a form at the bottom, and it links you through to a Google form. You can fill out all your information, and then we put you onto our website, and then we feature you once a week. We've got the business features on Facebook and Instagram, and we just love to spread the word about your businesses. So if you're a local business in Blue Ridge or in one of the neighboring communities, if you know anyone, please send them our way, and let's support local.
Hey, Manaz, just one question that we received was what criteria is required to be considered a local business?
So the criteria is you need to be based within Blue Ridge. So your business needs to be operating outside of within the Blue Ridge boundaries for it to be listed. But if you are within the neighboring, and that's basically, if we look at the North Shore from the bridge onwards towards Deep Cove, then that's the neighboring businesses that we are listing.
Perfect.
Hi, my name is Q Milroy. I'm the Blue Ridge Community Webmaster, and I perform a variety of tasks that keep the site running, do upgrades, as well as I provide technical guidance on ideas the BCA members may have. Why did I volunteer? Well, when my family was looking for a place to live in North Van, we came to one of the BCA meetings, and we were really touched, one, by how welcome we were, but also just the volunteers and the projects of giving back. And, you know, like most parents with kids, I don't have time for extra things, but I really wanted to contribute. So I found something that matched my skills and helped, if only a little. Thanks.
Hello, My name's Jeff Powell. My wife and I have been residents of Blue Ridge for about a year now. And as a BCA volunteer, I'm building a new website for the community, hopefully make it more useful, full of good information, and something that we can all use as a resource regularly. Hope to get to see it soon. And I was asked why I volunteer, and it's because I get so much more out of any community or organization when I volunteer for it. And I hope other people feel the same way, and I look forward to meeting lots of you out there in the community doing great things. Thank you.
Hello there. Waiting for my picture to come up.
Hi, Jeff, you're up.
I'm up. Okay. Well, when Nima gets around to it. Hi, I'm Jeff Powell. I apologize for the video, which looks like I'm bad mugshot. I am in fact working on the new website. That was one of the first things I did when I got involved with the community association here, was to volunteer to help with the website. There is one now. I've put the URL for it in the chat feed. If you haven't seen it, you can click on the chat button at the bottom of your window and you will see it there, along with the info@blueridgeca.org email address, which is the main contact for a lot of things going on. The existing website is fine. It has a lot of stuff in it, so don't hesitate. The new business directory is there. All kinds of stuff is in there when you start looking around. And there will be more information coming, lots and lots more information coming. That's why Michelle wants a content writer. I want that content writer because I can't write it all myself, nor can Michelle, quite frankly. So we need help. But we're going to be soliciting that content, building that website out, and making it, I hope, a centerpiece for the community, good resources and good information, and we can all use it as a first place to go. So that's what I'm trying to make it happen. There's a sitter directory out there, for example. If you're looking for somebody to house sit or pet sit or babysit, that's already there. That's existed for I don't know how long, quite some time, but predates me. So please make use of the website and send questions to info@blueridgeca.org. They will get forwarded to me, and I will fix things, add things, whatever we need. Suggestions welcome. Thank you.
Thanks, Jeff.
Hi, my name is Ted Bancroft, and I'm the treasurer of Blueridge Community Association. I became involved through my wife, Leslie, who's been mixed up in it for at least 25 years. She's lived here for 50 years, and I've lived here for half of that. I do this basically because I was asked to do it, and I'd like to do a little bit to help out. I'm not a big neighbor guy, I'm afraid, but I like to help.
Ted, do you want to unmute yourself? I think you had a few things to say.
I'm trying to unmute. Have I done it?
You got it.
Good. Good evening, everybody. I thought I'd just try to give you an idea about the size of the association from a financial perspective. I'll share with you the source of funds over the past couple of fiscal years, which ends on February 28th. There are a couple of events that happen every normal year. The major one is the Blue Ridge Good Neighbor Day, which in 2019 had an income of about $19,000 and expenses of approximately $15,000, leaving a surplus of $4,000. The income comes from the silent auction of donated items, cash donations, sale of advertising, display table space, and from concession sales. Expenses are for the rent of the school, liability insurance, rental of kids' playground toys such as bouncy castle, ponies, cost of the band, face painting, popcorn machines, etc. The surplus cash is designated as coming from the Good Neighbor Day that forms part of our overall cash reserves. Another event is a Dine on Blue, which has had an income of $1,100 after expenses, which goes forward towards funding the annual $500 scholarship fund. There's now financial room to increase the number of or amount of the scholarships. During 2020, the association made up and delivered about 760 goodie bags to recognize frontline workers such as nurses, elderly care personnel, firemen, and RCMP personnel. $8,200 was raised for these endeavors, excluding many donations in kind. There were also funds raised to help Blue Ridge people over Christmas who needed help. These funds totaled $5,250, including donations in kind, and all were spent helping our citizens in need. More scholarship funds were raised via the auction of street signs being replaced by the district. This auction raised over $3,700. The district also helps us out every year by financing the printing costs of the Blueridge Bulletin, which amounts to approximately $1,200 per year. We produce monthly financial statements which are distributed to the board. The annual statements are reviewed by a volunteer accountant to ensure that they are appropriate and properly present the finances of the association. Are there any questions?
Okay. Sorry, Ted, no questions, but there is an unrelated question that could cost some money that we could address. Eric, you might know about this, but the question that came in was about the playground. And will it ever be repaired at the at Blueridge Park, I believe it is. Do I have that right? Sorry, the Blueridge Park playground, will it ever be repaired? I'm not sure if you know anything about that.
I don't know anything about that, but it's certainly something we could look into. It would probably have to do with I would imagine the Parks Department at the DNV, but we'll get to the bottom of this. And again, this is a very good example because something nobody else has brought to our attention before, nobody has thought of it. And now it's being brought up here, I see, by somebody called James, and we will definitely look into that. But no promises made at this point because it's a brand new question for us and we have no experience with that specific activity.
I could interject just 15 seconds here. I do know that somebody has already approached the district about a month ago, and we have heard back from the district apparently through that one resident. So let's see where it goes.
Okay, Nima, I think we're good there.
I don't know if I'm muted.
Hey, Blueridge, Bruce Borden here, 26-year resident. Just letting you in on a little secret that you might know about already, but you live in the coolest neighborhood in all of North Vancouver. In fact, they should probably change the name from Blueridge to Coolridge, but don't tell anybody. Anyways, one of the coolest things about Blueridge is the Dinner in Blue, which is a special pop-up secret location dinner for Blueridge community members. And it's usually around this time of year. Unfortunately, because of the pandemic, we've had to take about a 2-season hiatus, but we'll be back to see you soon. And stay cool, Blueridge.
Thanks, Bruce. So Dîner en Bleu, as Bruce mentioned, we have it on a different street every year. And the first year we sort of picked it. And the second year we picked it again, and now it's open to the community to submit their street if their street wants to host it. So we did have a taker for 2020. Unfortunately, due to COVID, we did not hold it. So hopefully that street is going to want to do it again in 2022 when we are back. So, but if your street would like to hold Dîner en Bleu, please reach out to Bruce, and we're really looking forward to next year. Are there any questions on Dîner en Bleu before we move on? Somebody said, I hope we have it. I do too.
How soon do we have to order the tickets for that?
Well, the tickets usually go on sale about a month or so beforehand, Eric, and they sell out super fast. So we'll get emails at just after midnight because people pre-program it to make sure they get a ticket. So stay tuned.
Hey there, Blueridge. I'm Stacy, and I've been volunteering with the Blueridge Community Association since 2010 when I first moved to the neighborhood. Started off helping out with organizing Blueridge Good Neighbor Day, still doing that. And then just helping out any way I can, handing out brochures, making COVID care kits at the beginning of March 2010, and helped organize the silent auction that was done for the street signs in the neighborhood. So it's a great place to live, and love helping build the community through all of our events and fun initiatives.
Stacy, do you want to comment a little bit further about Blueridge Good Neighbor Day?
Yeah, so Eric asked me to talk about Blueridge Good Neighbor Day, which is an amazing community event. It's in 2019, it was the 22nd annual event that really brings the community together. The goal is to have activities for everyone in the family, from the little kids who like to jump on the bouncy castles to the adult beverage garden, we were calling it covertly, beer and wine. Lots of live entertainment and ways to engage the community with community tables with information about different groups, nonprofit groups or businesses that wanted to talk about what they're doing in the community. And it starts with a parade that goes down Berkeley, and it ends at Blueridge Elementary School. And we haven't been able to hold the event since 2019, but we're looking forward to having it come back in 2022. Unfortunately, there's not enough time to pull it off for this year. Normally it's the first or second Sunday in June that it happens. And yeah, it's a big, it's a big block party for the whole community. Everyone's welcome. The kids love it, especially the parade, because all the kids get to be in the parade. It's not your typical parade where the kids sit on the sidewalk. It's usually some of the neighbors waving at the kids as they ride on their bikes. And yeah, it's put on through a volunteer committee. There's about anywhere from 10 to 12, sometimes a little bit more, varies from year to year, really committed volunteers. I recognize some of you on here. And so we couldn't put it together without that committee that really takes the lead. We start planning in usually January or February of each year. We start, everyone kind of brainstorms ideas of what worked last year, what could be improved, what's a new way that we could engage the community. And then we have a silent auction as well, which I had been organizing for a number of years. I'm hoping I don't have to do that again. It's a lot of work, but we get a lot of support from around the North Shore, from different businesses with donations, and the money that's raised from the silent auction supports the event for future years. So most of our events are free. There are some that require a donation, and some, like the cakewalk, is $2. That's a fun little fundraiser. You can win a cake. Yeah, it's a really great event, and we look forward to bringing it back, hopefully better than ever.
Stacy, the chat box is going crazy with all positive comments. Woo, woo, can't wait.
For sure.
Thank you for everything that you do for it. It's amazing.
Not me, it's everybody. It's a group effort for sure.
It's a team effort, a community effort.
Exactly.
Yeah, good. Okay, Nima, I think we can move on.
Hi there, my name is Colleen Ma, and I'm a volunteer with the Blueridge Community Garden. We have a mixture of both sharing beds as well as ones that are rented by local community members. With our sharing beds, we take the produce, and with the help of United Strangers down the street, they sell it on our behalf, and we donate that money to the Spectrum's Mothers Group as well as the Harvest Project every year. We have lots of opportunities for you to get involved. You can come down and do one of our work parties. They happen every Saturday, or not every Saturday, one Saturday per month. As well, in the spring, we do rent out our boxes for $20. It's a great deal. Come try out your green thumb and be part of Community Connection. For more information, visit the Blueridge Community website. Thanks.
Donna, did you have anything to add to that? There is a question or two. Are you there, Donna? Oh, I think we've lost.
I'm here.
Okay, I thought we lost you.
I'm not Colleen, I'm Donna. I'm pinch hitting for Colleen tonight. No, Colleen did an excellent job of covering everything. We have, as she said, a combination of rental and sharing boxes. The other thing we have down at the garden is a herb garden, which contains several different kinds of herbs that are free for anyone to come and take small amounts if you want to use them in your home. And there's also some flower beds that are there for encouraging pollinators. And I think Colleen mentioned that the total number, we have 22.5 boxes. We created one small box this year. I'd received a question about if we have room to expand. No, not really. The space is pretty much totally occupied. The next volunteer day is on this coming Sunday at 9 a.m. So if you want to come down and meet some of the gardeners and just we'll pick our brains a little bit about what we know about gardening, you're more than welcome to do so. We have our own dedicated email address, which is garden@blueridgeca.org. And we also have our own Facebook page called Blue Ridge Sharing Garden. So
actually, somebody had a question about gardening, about what to do with slugs.
Oh,
they're going crazy this year.
Yeah, slugs. There's another group that I could recommend, a Facebook group called the North Shore Garden Group. They talk about slugs a lot. There's lots of different ideas, like attracting them to containers of beer and finding a way to dispense of them there. In my own personal garden, I find that slug hunting first thing in the morning is often very fruitful.
Good for you. With the beer at first thing in the morning.
No, I don't bother with the beer. I just go out and I'm ruthless.
Excuse me, Donna. I think you may have given wrong information here, because you mentioned that the next work party was on Sunday, but my understanding it is on Saturday. That's how it was advertised in the newsletter.
Well, I think it's the same day as the recycling day.
Yeah, that's Saturday.
That's Saturday. I apologize, Saturday. I'll have to recalibrate my internal calendar. It's Saturday then.
Thanks, Donna.
Hi, my name is Dave Hanna, and I'm the chair of the task force we have here in Blue Ridge on parking and traffic. And we've been going for about 6 months. And our goal has been to really raise awareness of the problems we've been having here with all of the extra traffic that's been coming into the neighborhood during the pandemic. So our process has been to listen to the community, to hear their concerns, and then to bring those concerns to decision makers. We've got our second town hall meeting tonight, where we'll be able to talk about some of the things that have happened, as well as what we hope happens next.
David, did you want to expand on that at all? I think you've joined in.
Yes, and my apologies, Michelle. Thank you although you seem to be doing much better than I would have. I'm blaming vaccine brain is my excuse. I got vaccinated yesterday and I think they slipped something that's made me stupid today. I think where we are on the traffic, folks, is that the district has committed to a study of the Brooklyn-Hyannis intersection at some time in the near future, and they may take action based on that study, and that's about it. That's all the things we know are forthcoming. I know one of the questions that was posed was, have we consulted with other neighborhoods like Deep Cove and Lynn Valley? And the answer is yes. And we actually didn't want to go down the route that they've had to go down, which is of resident parking only areas. But we seem to be in a situation where, unfortunately, the district isn't really willing to commit to more action. And so for residents who are really adversely affected traffic. It's got nothing to do with the task force, but that's something that residents themselves may want to consider. Because as I said, all we expect now is the study of the intersection, and that's about it.
Okay. Does anybody have any questions for David before we move on? Okay, Nemo.
Hi everyone, Lauren Gorgunis here. I've lived in Blue Ridge for 16 years and we've raised our 2 boys here. I love this community and from the get-go got involved with many of the initiatives. Right now my passion project is Project Community. It'll be featured all year long where I contact businesses and they provide special incentives and discounts to the community, through that offering us regular home maintenance and yard maintenance, and then from there, great pride within our own homes.
Lauren, did you have anything to add to that? We do have one question of what can we expect from future projects? What types of future projects are on the books?
For sure. I'm happy to speak to it. I thought I'd just start with saying that in continuation from that, my aim is to have multiple offerings throughout the year. I see it done seasonally, so every quarter having a couple of different offers, paying attention to the needs of the season. I will connect with the local North Shore businesses, and I'll focus and put preference on Blue Ridge businesses that provide services. I'll negotiate volume deals that can benefit the community, and I'll do my best to vet them, and I'll always encourage the homeowners that are hiring them to do the same. The services that I'm interested in are in relation to keeping up our homes, both interior and exterior, and the garden for both aesthetics and safety. We have used multiple companies in the past, so furnace, gutters, fireplace, arborist, pruning, carpet cleaning, painter, exterior, or interior, exterior. The calendar's wide open for future projects. I'd really love to connect, and I'd love others to connect with me to suggest businesses that they know of that I can approach. I will pay attention to sort of the season that we're in now, which is summer, and then going into fall. So feel free to connect and make suggestions, please.
Stacy just had a suggestion. She asked that same, can we make suggestions? And she asked about piano tuning, but that's a really good point, Stacy. When you're about to get something done in your home, then you could reach out to Lauren, and maybe there's others who want to do it as well.
Ideally, I see myself putting together some kind of calendar with tips on just regular home maintenance, living on the North Shore and focusing on our climate, what that looks like, just like a little helpful things to do in January, February, and so on. And then, Stacy, send me that reminder, Stacy, and I'll look into some sort of piano tuning aficionado.
And you can always use the Facebook group for that too. Yeah, good. Okay, Nima, let's roll.
Hello, I'm Annick Allison. I've lived in the Blue Ridge area since 1976, and I have been involved with the Blue Ridge Association since its onset, although I did not attend many meetings at the time. I really like this community because everybody is helpful and very friendly. I am involved in trails and the Blue Ridge Scholarship Association at this point.
Annie, did you want to make any comments about the trails?
Yes, I just wanted to say mostly the trails that I have been leading tours on have been the local connector trails, because there are many people living in this area who had no idea where some of the trails went to. But I believe that during COVID, a lot of people have started walking those trails, so maybe they're not so strange anymore. Also, I want to mention that we did have trail maintenance crew out of volunteers. We worked with the North Vancouver district, the department that looks after trails in the area. And we did some clearing of and maintaining of the trails. And we had a lot of very enthusiastic helpers, and we hope to do that again in the future. And we also had lots of children who just had a ball.
Yeah.
Any questions?
That's great. No questions. Any questions before we move on? Okay, Nima.
Hi, my name is Leslie Brooks, and I volunteer for the Blueridge Community Association. I'm the meet and greeter of new people moving into the area, which is the best job because I meet such nice people. I also work in the scholarship committee. I love doing what I do for the Blueridge Community Association. I love living in this area. It's a beautiful area. There's some wonderful people living here. I meet all these really neat people, and that's why I've worked for so long for this association.
Leslie, are you still connected?
Yes, can you hear me?
Yep.
Okay, my name's Leslie, and I am the meet and greeter of new people who come to the association, come to the area. And when I meet people, I leave them with a brochure of the Blueridge Community Association, which is this. Most people probably have had it or seen it. It's a new one that has been revised recently. Recently, over the past 18 months, I haven't been able to knock on doors because of COVID, but hopefully it's going to be back to normal soon. When I visit new residents, I explain who we are, how to connect with us. I show them a list of the great things that we do for our residents and what they can become involved in. There's no membership fees, as we mentioned before. It's just live in Blueridge or Seymour Heights. We're totally run by volunteers, so I do encourage everybody when I see them to volunteer. I suspect one thing I have a difficulty with, which I might be able to get some help with, is I suspect that I miss people who rent in Blueridge. So if anybody knows of anybody who rents and who's not being, hasn't been approached by me when they move in, if you could let me know, and I will make sure that they get the same information as everybody who owns their places. That's the only problem I'm having at the moment. And I know this has been going on for a while, so I would really like some help of people who live here, because you're the people who know. Okay, thank you very much. Thanks. That's it.
Thanks, Leslie. And just so everybody knows, that brochure is also on the Blueridge website as well. So,
okay,
perfect.
Hello, my name is Annie. I've been looking after the Blueridge Community Scholarship since 2015. We had extra money that we wanted to use in the community. We decided to set up a scholarship for high school students.
My name is Leslie, and I work with Annie, and we choose a student in the area who lives in the area and has done some volunteer work and plans to go into post-secondary education.
Well, perhaps we should have the next video going then, if there are no questions for Annie and Leslie.
The winner
for 2021 is Tom Terblanche.
Good evening. My name is Tom Terblanche. I'd just like to say thank you for nominating and choosing me to receive the Blueridge Scholarship. It's really given me a head start on my school financing. I plan on attending UBC in the fall, doing applied sciences, hopefully finishing with mining engineer at the end of the 4 years.
Okay, everybody, we're on our last subject. which is the Blueridge Awards. And this was the first year that we ran these awards. Toby, who was on the call, but he had to drop off, owns a company called Eclipse Awards, and he graciously donated all of these awards. And I see we have at least one award winner on the screen here, which is Siggy and Ruth at the bottom. Give a big wave, Siggy and Ruth. We had 5 awards, Outstanding Neighbor Award, we had the Dedication Award, the Volunteer Award, and I think Fariba is on here as well. She's an award winner, so I don't have her on my screen, but Fariba, give a big wave. I'm giving it away actually, which isn't a good thing. So we do have a little presentation to honor our award winners, and just on behalf of everybody in the community, thank you for making this place an even better place to live. And we're gonna just to take a moment and celebrate you. So Nima, can you run that? So congratulations to all of our winners. Eric and I went and delivered all of the awards, and I tell you, by the gracious invitations that we had to come in, have coffee and chat, we can certainly see why you were all nominated by your neighbors. So thank you. I'm not sure if any that are on the call would like to say anything at all. Now you see, you're all humble too. All right. I think that's the end of our formal agenda. So we've got a few minutes here for an open Q&A. You can either do it by popping questions into the chat box or by opening it up live. I will just double check the chat box and see if there's any other questions, but please, does anybody have any thoughts or any feedback for us either?
I think there's a question that Annie possibly could answer. Somebody's asking, is there a walking the trails club for those who are not familiar with all these wonderful trails? So Annie, do you have any suggestions?
Well, there isn't a club, but if people are interested, I would be very happy to take them on a tour around the trails. I was leading those before, but then there didn't seem to much interest, so I hadn't planned any. But if there are some people interested, just maybe send an email or let us know if they're interested, and I will do something. Or I even just walk with 1 or 2 people if you would like to do that.
Okay, so Annie, should they email just the Blueridge Community Association email, or and then we'll forward it on to you? Is that okay?
I think that would be okay. Yes.
Yeah. Good. It sounds like there's some interest, so maybe we need to start those up again.
Okay, sure.
There's also a map that is part of that community welcome brochure of all the trails. So will dogs be welcome, Annie?
Absolutely.
Okay. Someone asked, will the Blue Ridge Awards be happening again next year? Absolutely. We've got confirmation from Toby. And also just a note that the Spirit Award is a little bit different. So Bruce and Beth won the award this time. They then need to pass it on to another neighbor who they believe has the Blue Ridge spirit. So it's sort of one of those pay it forward awards. So. Any other questions on any topics? Doesn't have to be just on what we covered tonight.
Yeah, I'd like to ask a question. My name's Aaron.
Hi, Aaron.
I live on the east end of Hyannis for about the last 3 years, and we absolutely love it here. I have a 4-year-old, and I'm just curious if there's any updates on improving the play equipment in Blue Ridge Park, in particular the older kind of boarded up equipment.
Yeah, that's interesting. We've had a couple of questions on that, and I think Eric, you're going to follow up on that.
I will. Yeah, we don't have any updates at all because we've never asked the question, but Aaron, we will be working on that and get back to, maybe if you can leave your email address or phone number in the chat line, and then we'll get back to you. And the same goes for James, of course, who asked the question the first time.
Oh, great. That's great. We appreciate it. Thank you.
Thanks for the question. Anything else? And check the chat one more time before we let you guys all go. No. Okay, Eric, any closing remarks?
Well, just to thank everybody for having participated in this meeting, and thanks for the questions you submitted, and we'll be happy to look further into, especially those that we couldn't answer. I was in such a haste and so rushed to get into the meeting that I even completely forgot to mention the board we have. I'm sorry about that to our board members, of course, but I was just going to ask for the picture. There it is. Thanks, Dima. So there you see, we have 12 board members, and we'll have our AGM, as I mentioned earlier, on September 14th. So we'll see who wants to remain on the board, and if we will have to go out and get some other board members. Normally our AGM is in May, but because of COVID, the whole thing was shifted a little bit. So that's why we're doing it in September this year, but next year it'll be back to May, which is our traditional date for that. So again, thank you very much for your participation in this and for your time. And we look forward to hearing further from you. Maybe you'll come up with some further ideas for us, and maybe you'll have something you want to participate in as a volunteer. So again, thank you all, and we'll be in touch. Bye-bye. Manaz and any other board members, do you want to stay on for a minute? If you're